Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 4. In Unit 4, Lambda expression. So what do you mean by Lambda expression is? So like recall the multi-threading concepts. So in multi-threading concepts, we can use by two methods. By extending thread class, by implementing runnable interface. So how to implement using runnable interfaces? So usually everyone knows using runnable interface, we will be using implements runnable. And you will be having always a start method that will be invoking your run method. So here it is a general, a simple program for displaying whether thread 1 is running or not. So usually you'll have a class function. With that class function, you'll be creating thread implementation, and for that you'll be creating an object, and then for the class object will be passed in the thread object t1.start, then that will invoke the run method. So this is without lambda expression. How simplifiedly you can use using lambda expression? It's very simple. So lambda expression, it is denoted by an operator parenthesis arrow mark. So directly you don't want to create any class. You can give us directly as class thread example public static void main. What method you are going to call? With that you're going to create an object for that and parenthesis directly you can pass. So this is your lambda expression. So why we are using lambda expression is reduced code size. Next. So there are types of lambda expressions, like no parameter, we'll be giving only parenthesis arrow mark. Single parameter, one parameter value is passed. If it is multiple, two parameters is passed. So usually lambda expression will be given only by using interface. So here it's very simple. How we have to give in lambda expression is not on these points alone. In interface, you have to give interface name, and you can have only one method inside interface. Multiple methods in interface cannot be allowed. And that interface, it is default. Whatever method you are giving inside interface, it is public static, abstract data type. It cannot be changed. And how you will be calling the lambda expression is right. Using your interface name with what method you are used in your interface. Okay, I'll again come back to this program. Interface my number. This is the interface name double. So here you will not be using any class function. The program is very simplified. You'll be having only methods, interface and for that methods. So public static void main. Here you have to create one lambda expression. In what name it must be there now? In what name it must be there now? In what name it must be there means my number, my NUM, arrow mark 1, 2, 3. This my number should be your interface name. Okay, my number, what you are declaring as object should be your interface name. Okay, this can either be given as my number here itself parenthesis arrow mark, or this can be given as my number equal to parenthesis arrow mark. System.out.println fixed value. How will you will be accessing this object is my number dot get value. If it is random, random inputs will be printed. System.out.println my number dot get value. Then another random value, my number dot get value. Now if you're going to use two parameters, interface addable, int added. So how will you access here is public class, this is a normal thing, public static void main. Addable, this interface name. AD1, this is lambda expression. equal to a comma b you are passing. So parenthesis, arrow mark, this is lambda expression. You're going to pass a plus b value. How will you access this? System.out.println interface use பண்ணிருக்க method ad1. Okay, ad1, this is lambda expression ad1 dot add 10 comma 20. Similarly for this also. You're going to use for block lambda expression. Block lambda expression in the sense, so interface numeric function int func int public static void main. So numeric function factorial equal to parenthesis n arrow mark curly brackets la. This is factorial, you are storing a value. Int result equal to 1 for int I equal to 1 I less than. Result equal to I into result. Return result. Now how will you access this? Factorial is lambda. Here is the value. Factorial dot the method used in interface func. Like this you will be accessing. Next, generic functional. Interface value, angular brackets let t. That t, what method you are using, usually you'll be using double int like that. But then if it is generic, this t can be there, that t can be redefined here. So t get value. So the interface value, float reflect value. The reflect value equal to, you're not passing any value here, parenthesis arrow mark. Now this V you are going to declare. For that you are making here, how you are accessing this V. You can either give this, instead of this plus V, you can give reflect value is this lambda expression object dot get value. This directly can be given. That is called here as float V and that V is called here. If it is hello world will not be printed because only float data type is called. String data type cannot be called. Now passing lambda expression. This is also simple only. Interface my function, string function. So if you're going to public class main function, you are making a static string my method, my func sf string x. Now you're making a string in str. This is a test out str you are having. Now what you're going to have here is the input string. Okay, you are directly passing as in str. So it will be printed. This is a test. Now out str. Here is a simple expression. So this str string, you are converting string to uppercase. This in string. So your output will be uppercase. So if it is array exception, so array exception, if it is a empty array, what you do? So interface double if you're going to throw empty array exception. Class empty array exception extends exception, it is called. Now come to this program, then we'll go back here. Public static double values, all the values are giving. Double numeric array function average equal to parenthesis n, curly brackets, you're going to add this. So double sum equal to if n dot length equal to 0. If it is this the value, throw new array empty. So it comes here, it checks the array is empty. Next int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. This operation will be performed. Addition operator. So the average is, here you'll be getting 2.5. Next, if the double value is 0, exception in thread mine, empty array exception, array empty will be, the value will be there. Thank you.